Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Stampin' Up with Jamie. Thank you so much for joining me live or on replay. Helps if I say it right. Okay, good. I'm right live. Let me just see if I can move this. I have a little more zoomed out than I usually do, so I apologize for the video. I'm still fussing around with my stand. And am not winning the fight. So, I hope it's not too far away for you to be able to still see the details. Okay, so let's dive in. I have to say tonight's card wasn't one that I originally was going to share. It was actually going to be my card for the blog hop tomorrow. If you guys follow my blog regularly, you know that every Thursday I do a blog hop. Anyways, it was going to be that, but I really liked it so much that I thought I would share it for the live. I really just like how it came out. And to me, this is just, I love the colors together and I love the different texture, and the mixture of patterns and whatnot. So I thought I would share it tonight. You might get a little hint as to what the blog hop colors are for tomorrow. But I just couldn't help myself. So, hi everyone. Hi Christy. Hi Terry. Hi Lisa. Did I miss anyone else? Oh, thanks Terry. Okay, so let's dive in and we'll just get going. My card base is very vanilla. Do you know I hardly ever use it? I tend to just grab Whisper White and go that route. But it's really pretty, and it is actually the color in the Gilded Autumn Designer Series paper. It is very vanilla. It isn't the Whisper White, and so I did use it as my card base. This is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Oh, I know. Isn't it beautiful out tonight, Karen? I was out earlier. It was a little windy, but oh, autumn was in the air. It was just so pretty. Hi, Debbie from North Carolina. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it, everyone. I'm sure everybody has lots going on and things that they can be busy doing, so I appreciate you taking the time to check out tonight's card. So, very vanilla, okay? I already did this. I said that totally not in the right way. But this is, again, another piece of very vanilla cardstock, 4 1/4 by 5.5. And I embossed it with the Pinewood Planks embossing folder. This is an absolute favorite of mine. I love it so much. I use it a lot. And what's great is the positive and the negative both have great texture. Oh my goodness, 93, Heather? Wow. I feel sorry for you. I'm so sorry. I feel like I should apologize. I am so ready for fall. I don't know about you guys. Hi, Michelle. But Pinewood Planks, yes, embossing folder, really great, fun texture. And I decided to do it kind of horizontal, but I could have done it this way and had the wood green going up and down, but I have it going like horizontal. I'm going to use our new Stampin' Seal Plus because there is texture. Usually anytime that I am adhering something that has embossing to it, or something with texture, something that just needs a little bit more oomph. I also just really like the way the Stampin' Seal Plus feels. It rolls really easily and it's super strong. Like, it's not going anywhere, let me tell you. I'm going to put I don't know, is this the negative or is that the positive? Anyways, this is the side that's going to be facing out, the side that has like the indentations in it. Hi, Paula. Good evening. Whoops. Okay, let's try that again. One. And I usually don't use this much adhesive. If you know how I adhere, I usually don't go along all the lines, the perimeter. But, you know, again, sometimes your paper will get a little like warped when you use an embossing folder. And so I do tend to use a little bit more adhesive than maybe I normally would, just to make sure everything lays flat and it's pretty and great. Okay, so next I cut out 2 patterns from the Gilded Autumn Designer Series paper. If you do not have the Gilded Autumn Designer Series paper, you absolutely need it. It is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's perfect for your fall and autumn stamping, but it's also great. It has some neutral patterns that you can really use all year long. So to me, it's an absolute must. Everybody needs it. Hi, Sue. How are you doing? And it has beautiful, it's specialty designer series paper because it has this metallic, what's that called? Metallic, whatever, running through it. I have to forewarn you before we go any further. I don't know if I'm exhausted. I probably am because we started homeschooling this week and I don't know what, but my brain is fried. Hi, Jillian. I treated the kids to dinner tonight and I went to order and I'm like, I don't know what that word is. Like, I could not think of words at all. It happened twice. I'm like, I'm really sorry. I've had a long day. So whatever that's called, foiling. Thank you, Terry. You guys are going to have my back tonight because I'm so absent-minded. It's so bad. It has this beautiful metallic foiling, thank you, Terry, running through it, a couple through the patterns. Just really, really, really pretty. Now, tomorrow you're going to see, let me see if I can just grab this quickly. I'm totally going off topic, but I just love talking to you guys. So this pattern here is great because it aligns with the autumn punch pack. So like there's 3 mini punches and they cut out the acorn, the maple leaf, or that's the maple leaf. Okay, they cut out the 2 leaves. I don't know what's what. It cuts out this, and that. How about we say that? So again, really great patterns and then foiling running through it. You need this paper. I love it. It makes me so happy. If paper can make a person happy, this one does. Okay, so I ran this one through the, what is it called? Did I leave it out? I did leave it out. Hold on. It's from the Painted Labels dies. Okay. And I can show you what it looks like. There's some great dies in this one, but I use this guy. It's to create a label, but I just kind of used it as a background. Oh, an oak leaf. There you go. I know, right, Jillian? So pretty. I love it. So this is just really pretty. I used it kind of as a background. You could have used it to like write a big sentiment on it and use it as a label. I'm just using it to add a little background, kind of to ground the stamping that I did and the different images I have. So this is from one of those patterns in the Gilded Autumn Designer Series paper. That's what the other side looks like. And it has like this very faint kind of indentation embossing around the outside of it, which is really pretty. I'm going to adhere that down with the Stampin' Plus again because it's going on something with embossing. So I want to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. It's got to stay put. What should we do next? Let's do these. Well, they came from the Fern, so let's call them ferns, although I think they're kind of just like leaves. I don't really know. You guys know I have no green thumb. I don't know what any of this stuff is called. So I'm using that image there and this one from the Forever Fern stamp set. I've used it a lot in the past. It is distinctive, so it stamps in a very real image. Distinctive is a type of stamp that Stampin' Up! Has come out with, and it just means it has a lot of detail. There's a lot of depth to the actual stamp. So when you stamp it, you really just get a lot of, it's not just like a solid stamp. It's not like a solid image. It's got this like depth of ink, I guess is how I want to say that. So you're going to need a piece of Whisper White cardstock. I will tell you ahead of time, I never, ever mix, well, I shouldn't say never, ever, because I probably have. Rarely do I mix Very Vanilla and Whisper White. Botanical Images, there you go. Whatever those things are. Is it Eucalyptus, Heather? Wait, which one? Oh my goodness, I don't even know. How bad is that? This is Eucalyptus, right? I have to tell you, this is a total I'm just really talkative tonight. Sorry, people. You're going to have to put up with me. But when I lived in Peru, oh my goodness, there were eucalyptus trees that would grow around the area where I lived. And you could go and you would snip them fresh and then like put them in a pot of water and boil them. And it made the best smell ever. Anyways, that was a complete aside. But, okay, so I never usually mix Very Vanilla with Whisper White. So normally I would have stamped my images on Very Vanilla as well. However, I did notice stamping these different images on Very Vanilla, it just changed the color a little bit. And so I decided to keep them on Whisper White, but I usually don't do that. It is eucalyptus. Oh, look at that, Karen. Thank you. You'd think I know that if I used to like use it, but I'm not very on top of my leaves and ferns and such. This is my color palette I'm playing with. Mint Macaron, Crumb Cake, and Early Espresso. So what's this one then? Does anybody know what that is? If this is eucalyptus, what's that, I wonder? I have no idea. We should take it to like a florist and have them tell us because I really have no idea. Anyways, the other one that's not eucalyptus, I'm going to stamp in Mint Macaron. I love this color. And I love having it paired with the neutrals. Just really soft and pretty. Keep in mind when it stamps, it will stamp it's a leaf. It's a leaf. Amy, you and I think it's the same. I'm like, I have no idea. Hi, Lori. Good evening. I don't think of eucalyptus being in Peru. Oh yes, definitely, Sue. I lived in the mountains. And even you'd be like just walking down the street, you're like, I smell it. Where is it? And you'd find a eucalyptus tree. And oh my goodness, I have such great memories of it because it just smelled so pretty. It was very medicinal. So like they said, if you had a cold or if you weren't feeling well, go find some eucalyptus. They even sell it like fresh in the markets. It was never dried. It's not like how you find it here. But get yourself some eucalyptus and then boil it in the house. Oh, and the whole house would just smell like it. It was so pretty. A branch with leaves. Exactly, Terry. I don't know. I don't know these things. I have no idea. I need you all to teach me because I just don't know. Okay, we got to cut those out, but give me a second because I didn't take those. I'm just going to keep using homeschooling as my excuse because it's basically consumed my life right now. Do I already have it out? No, I don't already have it out. Stitched rectangles. Forever Flourishing. Okay, there we go. I didn't get these out. So we got to cut them out with the coordinating dies. Let me just get those. I'm sorry. These are the coordinating dies, which are Forever Flourishing dies. You burn eucalyptus candles in the winter if anyone has a cold. Yeah, I think it helps. I mean, even if it's just all psychological, I really just like the smell of it, if nothing else. We're going to take out the 2 coordinating dies. There's tons here that you could use. And I consider throwing other ones in. I actually kind of cut some of them out and didn't end up using them. But lots of opportunities here. The ones that are just the outlines usually coordinate with the stamps. And then these guys are just kind of standalone dies. Hi, Denise. How's everyone doing? Hello, hello. Okay, off camera here. I'm going to run these through my die cutting machine, which, by the way, the new die cutting machine will be available to customers September 1st, and the magnetic plate will be as well, which us demonstrators didn't get a chance to pre-order, but you will have a chance to get on September 1st, which is really exciting. I don't know about you, but I love my magnetic plate. It's basically the only one I use. So I am pretty excited to be able to get that. Plus, if you don't have the new die cut, well, you won't, but you will want the new die cutting machine because it's so user-friendly, has a great feel to it. I love it a lot. Okay, so I cut those out. This was Crumb Cake. I'm sorry, I got talking and I don't think I ever said. This is Crumb Cake and this is my Mint Macaron. Okay. I know, yay, magnetic plate. Makes me so happy. The little things in life sometimes, right? Okay, so I just adhered these kind of one over the other and then adhere them down using Stampin' Dimensionals. let's see if I can get my glue working tonight, because it sometimes works and it sometimes doesn't. You know, love the new die cutting machine, but I'm missing them. I know, me too, Heather. Me too. It's basically the only one I use is the magnetic plate, unless I'm embossing. But no, that's not going to work. That's good. We'll just use adhesive. So I'm pretty excited to be able to order that. So I'm adhering them together ahead of time. I guess I really don't have to, but it just helps me have a little bit, you know, they're not going to be flopping all over the place when I go to adhere them down. So one over the other. And then my dimensionals are here. I'm going to use some dimensionals to adhere these down. Whoops. Probably a mini, well, that does fit, but a mini one would have been a little easier. And that's going, whoops, upside down. Hi, Linda. Good evening. Oh, I know, isn't it though? I love it. The cool breeze. I was sitting upstairs working just at the dining room table on my computer, and the breeze was just coming in. It was so, so pretty. I love it. It's my favorite season. It makes me so happy. I light a candle and put a sweatshirt on. Oh, I love it. I just love, love, love it. If you don't know this, I love it. How many times can I say it? Okay, let's do the sentiment. So the sentiment, I'm stamping in Early Espresso ink on a piece of mint macaron cardstock. And I'm using the sentiment again from the Forever Fern stamp set. You can do this. Honestly, I think it's super encouraging, and I think that anyone that gets a card that says you can do this, no matter what they're facing, because pretty much anyone right now during, you know, all the craziness that's going on could use some form of encouragement. So love the sentiment. I think anyone would be blessed to get a sentiment that says you can do this, letting someone know that you're thinking of them and that they can get through whatever they're walking through. Ooh, I totally stamped that upside down. Good that they can get through whatever they're facing, and that you're there to support them along the way. So now I'm going to do, I did this, or at least I talked about it. I think it was my card yesterday, goodness, or maybe 2 days ago. It might have been Monday. Anyways, it was the other day. It was Monday. Oh no, Karen, you'll get there soon enough. These next couple of days are going to be on the chilly side. So I'm using this die. Oh, look, it fits perfect like that. I'm using this die from the Stitched Rectangles dies. And this one measures 2.5 by like 1 1/7. Okay. But if you don't mind cutting the ends a little bit, you can put it just like that and it's fine. However, I like a little bit of space at the end of each, like on the end of my sentiments when I'm cutting it out. And so I'm going to kind of make the die fit the sentiment. So again, the die, the rectangle is shorter and my sentiment is a little bit longer. So I'm going to make it fit. My sister, the teacher, could use this card. Definitely, Terry. I think all teachers right now could use a little bit. You got this, right? So what I'm going to do is line it up kind of where I want it on the one end. Obviously, it's going to cut off here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through my die cutting machine, but only wind it till it goes about here. Okay, don't wind it all the way. You wind it all the way and you're going to cut it like that. Just put it through and very slowly crank it until it goes about halfway down the die and then stop. Okay, I'm going to do it off camera here, but I'm going to do exactly what I said. I'm going to put it through and then very slowly, so you have a lot of control, wind it until it's about halfway down the die. So when I take it off, I'm left with, well, it cut halfway down the die. I'm going to flip it over. And this is where it can get a little tricky. You just have to be kind of patient. I'm going to find the groove, keeping, like I kind of have the distance that I want it here. If I wanted shorter, I could do it like that. If I wanted it longer, I could do it like that. And I'm going to find the groove, if I can find the groove. It's, come on, hold on. There we go. I found it. Okay, so it's in there. Like that die is sitting in these pre-cut ones. Like I can't move it. It's in there. And then I'm going to run it through halfway and then stop. Does that make sense? Oh, although now I just lifted it and so I totally popped it off. Okay, you just got to get back in the spot. And if it doesn't work, we'll just do it again. It's always a little nerve-wracking doing like a trick or whatever, a tutorial. Because you're like, I hope it works. And it did. Okay? You've got the groove, baby. So I do this. Of course, my sentiment is a little crooked, but we're going to say it's good. Normally that would bother me, and it probably will. So whoever wins tonight's card, I'll send them my sample one that is straight. So again, all you do is you stamp, and then you line up one end of it higher, obviously to whatever you want it to go, you know, the spacing. Run it halfway through, stop, flip it around, have it go up however high you want this side to be. And then you kind of have to find the grooves. Now, if you're doing, well, this is rectangles, but if you were to use like a square and it wasn't stitched, well, you just kind of line it up. Make sure that the cut fits in because you want it to be a straight line. And as long as, if you're doing stitch, as long as it kind of fit in the groove, you run it through about halfway through again and then stop. And this is what you're left with. You've made it work to your size. This is great with the rectangles because sometimes you want to use a rectangle, but it's not the right size. It's not the right dimensions. And so you kind of like, no problem, I'll just make it work for me. Okay, so that's done. I have another small pattern, again, from the Gilded Autumn Designer Series paper. It's like the chevron one, right? That's chevron. And I need adhesive. Where's my adhesive? Oh my goodness, oh, there it is. I just adhered it to the bottom, so I put a little bit of adhesive at the bottom right-hand corner. And then what I did, I've done this before, as I use my grid paper to make sure I'm getting it on straight. I put this right up against one line, okay? And then this guy is gonna go the line above it, and match it up to make sure it's straight and then adhere it down. Oh, that crooked sentiment is driving me nuts. That'll really bother me. Knowing me, when the video is done, I'm gonna rip it off and do it again. Yes, Beth, exactly. You can also, so I did it to make the die elongated. You can also do it the same exact thing if your sentiment is shorter than your die. So let's say this was the correct width or height. I guess this is the correct height, but your sentiment was shorter. You could do the same thing, but instead of like making it longer, you just start shorter and then start shorter. I hope that makes sense. Yep, exactly. I'm glad you said that. Thank you. You can either make it shorter or make it longer, depending on what you'd like. Honestly, depending on your sentiment more than anything. Okay, so now we're going to work on this kind of like embellishment down here. I use a little bit of linen thread. Oh my goodness, I use this all the time. First of all, it didn't used to come like this. It used to come like wound around big. But I love this because it makes these like really cool curly tails. Like it naturally curls when you make a bow, which I love. Because first of all, I love long bow tails. They're called tails, right? And second of all, I love it when they're curly, right? Like on this guy, it's like he's kind of, maybe because I have curly hair, maybe that's why I like it, but it just curls a little bit, which I really like. I added acorn trinkets. There's tons here. There's 20 of them in a container. I think they're either, oh boy, they're either bronze or copper. Oops, I don't know. I'd have to look. Should I look quickly? Let's see. I don't know if it says. Does it say? Let's see. Let's see. On page 45, they are copper. They're metal acorns with an antique copper finish. There you go. So, hold on, let me use the other hand. You did too good. I like curly tails. Okay, so first what I did was I tied a bow right on the acorn, like so. Like that. Now, I've said it before. I apologize. I'm repeating a lot of my tips that I've given before, but when you want to fix the tails, like I don't want my bow to be quite so big, but I also don't want it to start to spin, is I put my thumb right on the knot in there, and then I pull the tail, and it will keep it from twisting. At least 99% of the time it will. So hold the knot and then pull, because if not, this will want to twist, and I don't like a twisted bow. I like it nice and full. Oh, I probably should have cut that a little bit longer than I did. Oh well. Okay, then from here, I'm going to, this is where I struggled. I'm like, I like this. Now, how do I get it to stay? How do I get this to stay on my fern or next to my sentiment? I really wanted it like here, but I couldn't figure out how to get it to stay there. So I finally realized that the easiest way was just to tie a knot around, oh, actually, you know what? I think I did this. I tied a knot around my fern. That's what I did. And then I tied the bow. Sorry. So tie your knot, tie a knot to secure the acorn, then wrap it around one of your fern legs. Fern legs. Fern stems. Okay. I don't know. It's the easiest way that I could think of getting it to stay put. I wasn't sure a glue dot would do it. I wasn't even sure if like liquid glue would do it. So I just think it's easier. This way it's not really going anywhere. It's where it needs to be. Okay. See how our tails kind of curl a little bit? I just think that's so pretty. I like that. Okay, we have our sentiment. It's going to go tucked right into it. Oh, it's crooked. It's bothering me. I'm going to get done and redo it. And I'm going to adhere it down with some Stampin' Dimensionals, because why not? It works great. Yeah, I think so too. Fern legs. I don't know, Heather, what are those fern stems? Telling you, I am not your floral person here. Ask me anything like stamping and I can give you all the technical terms, but anything like floral or anything like, I have no idea. Okay, so I want that to kind of be in the corner here. So I'm going to tuck this, make sure there we go. And that's that. Okay. So I think I did this one probably a little bit higher. But you know, you get the point. So that's the card. What do you think? I love it. I love the very vanilla. I don't use it often, but I'm glad I used it for this card. I think it works really well. There are stems. Heather. Oh boy. Life's getting to me, I guess, or something. But so if you've been watching tonight's card and you have yet to leave a comment, quickly do so, because as soon as we're done here, I'm going to draw a name for someone to win tonight's card. And if you have any questions about any of the product that we use, certainly let me know, and I'd be happy to answer questions. I will see you back next week for another tutorial. Thanks everyone for joining me tonight, and I'll see you next week. Bye everyone.